Squeezing more juice out of the money we already have is absolutely key. And part of that is knowing what we shouldn't be spending our money on. And insurances is one of these big categories where so many wealth chefs in the making really find the moolah. They find money because this is one of the categories where it's so easy for us to end up spending money on stuff that doesn't serve us at all. So in this episode, we're going to be sharing with you the key must not have insurances so that you don't waste any more money on those if you currently have them in your life. So hi, I'm Anne the Wealth Chef, and we are discovering in this episode the 3 insurances you absolutely don't want to be wasting your money on. So you can go and dive in and save yourself money immediately. And the first of these is warranty extensions. These are for any electronics. Not sure whether you've gone in and bought a TV or a computer or maybe a camera recently. You go into the shop and you get to the counter and they go, would you like to add on that extra insurance, another year's extension to the warranty or breakdown? And they go, oh, it's only this small little amount. And you go, well, why not in the moment? And anyway, it feels a bit awkward to say no. And they suddenly planted this fear, well, what if this thing stops working? Then I'm going to have wasted all this money. Understand, those insurances are fantastic for the company that's selling it to you and disastrous for you. They are completely overinflated. You really don't get value from it. And I'm going to share with you why, another whole reason you don't want to have it, because how you can get that for free. But first, you absolutely never want to be signing and saying yes to those things, a complete waste of money. So the second type of insurance that you'd never want to be touching are insurance waivers on rental cars, hire cars. This is where you go in and you sign and they go, oh, for your small amount of money, you can waive your collision expense or the excess that you have to pay. And so people go, oh, suddenly again, fear is planted in your head and go, oh, well, what happens if this gets stolen or if I have this crash? And they go, well, do you know you're fully liable for that? And so they want to sell you this additional insurance. Again, disastrous for your wealth, great for them. You absolutely don't need it. First, you want to be self-insuring most of those aspects, but again, I'm going to share with you how you can get these for free. Second category, don't go near it. Just say no thanks, sign that you waive that away, and move on, pocket that money and put that into other things that juice your life. Now, the third kind of insurance that you really want to be thinking hard about is travel insurance. Yes, believe it or not, and a lot of you are going to go, but Anne, surely I need travel insurance. There are certain criteria when you absolutely want travel insurance, and that's where you're going and doing slightly more risky things. So, and where it's get the insurance specifically for that activity. So you should know me by now, I love adventure. I love jumping out of airplanes, skiing, diving, whitewater rafting. So I'm a little bit of a hazard, and why I've got a bit of, no, I didn't try and slit my wrist there. That was thanks to a ski accident, breaking it. So in these cases, you want certain kind of travel insurances. So when I dive, I get specific insurance for my diving in case an accident happened. But this generic travel insurance, you really do not need to be buying, because the probability of you actually losing your luggage or being delayed is minimal. And you know what? If your luggage doesn't arrive at the same time, you get over it. Have fun, see how many days you can live with the same underwear. Now, I'm not kidding, that's a bit extreme. But, we often pay for stuff that is completely unnecessary and waste money on that. So here's why you also don't want to be considering these 3 kinds of insurances, because when you pay for those things using a credit card, about 95% of all credit card providers actually cover those events. So what happens is you end up double paying. You can say, but Anne, why don't I know about that? Well, it doesn't really serve the credit card industry to let you know about that. So here's a little money hack. Instead of having to read through the 42 pages of small print on your credit card agreement, just call up your credit card provider and ask them to send you over the 1-pager of your perks that you get and look through it. And there are going to be a whole lot of benefits, like insurance waiver on your rental or hire car. Just about every credit card covers that. Like warranty extension, that if you buy those electronic goods with a credit card, often they will double that warranty anyway. So you don't have to buy that in addition. Travel insurance, many, and most credit cards will provide things like insurance against if that flight is canceled, if it gets delayed, if your luggage is lost. So go and find out what benefits are already in your life and use those rather than paying more. So there's another whole category of insurances that you absolutely don't want to touch with a barge pole. And these are not because they're covered by your credit card or other sites, it's just because they're bad for your wealth. Insurance industry is constantly creating new insurances for you to have, driving and preying on your fear of things that actually don't serve you at all. It is far better for you to self-insure or actually let go of the fear and live that rich, juicy life. One of these, for example, is funeral insurance. It is so much better for your wealth if you take that money and invest it in an index tracker in the stock market and actually grow assets than putting that money to something like a funeral policy. There's a whole nother category of things like pet insurance. You can insure your mobile phone going out. You know what, just look after it better. Don't put it on the table, and save that money and put it into your savings pot or your emergency pot or your investment pot. So in the event that you do lose it or it does get stolen, you're in a position to place it. Do not waste money on insurances. There are actually only 4 categories of insurances that you actually need, and we cover that in another video. So go and make sure you understand what they are, how to buy them well, get them in your life, understanding that they're giving you a security net, and then get on with living that great, juicy life and put that money that you've now saved towards creating assets which can expand in your life and give you a hang of a lot more. So in the comments under this video, I'd love to know whether now you're going to save yourself any money from those insurances, and which ones have you been paying for, which you can now get rid of. How cool is that? You've just found a whole lot of money. And if you're watching this anywhere other than over at thewealthchef.com, head on over there, because that's where the conversation's happening. And while you're here, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel so that you get notified next time a great episode is uploaded and you don't miss a thing.